What is a man?
What is a man? I mean, I think it's okay to identify as whatever you want, and if you identify as a man, then you are a man.
There's either 6 or 7 actual genders in the world with the scientific studies, so it's not just 2.
Okay.
I'm a woman. Just that's what I'm more comfortable with.
Okay. Why?
Couldn't tell you. I use she, her pronouns.
Okay. And you are a woman.
Yes, ma'am.
What is a woman?
I mean, a woman is up to interpretation.
What's your interpretation?
I mean, my interpretation would be different for me than for anyone else. I'm not one to say who a woman is.
Are you saying that you would like to be addressed as a man?
What is a man?
I know, but
You're shaking.
based off of
You're
experience.
shaking. Your lips are quivering. Your eyes are twitching because you're so nervous to be talking to me.
No, I just took my ADHD medicine late, so like
Oh, yeah,
amphetamines hitting.
That's a
Yeah,
good
plus had a couple
excuse.
Red
I feel like it's such a multifaceted question. It's hard to answer that.
We are here in Tampa at a Pride festival. We're asking people the typical question, what is a woman? And has Trump done anything good? What is a woman?
It's running out.
Yeah, is it? We gotta go get some more bubbles.
Where's
more
the-
bubbles?
Oh, okay, all right. Come answer that when you're done. They can't answer it.
Love your hatefulness. Have a great day.
I would like you to respect how I identify, though.
KAITLIN, I don't think I will. Goodbye.
That's bigoted. What brought you guys out here today? Why is it so important to come?
Just to support the community with the political things that are happening at these times, and just to support other people and be around other people who have similar ideas. It's important.
Perfect.
Same, and I just moved back here from Texas, which Florida is not as bad as Texas, but it's getting bad. So
Yeah, it's getting pretty bad for sure. So you said like the political climate and everything. I actually have a quote from President Trump. He said this yesterday, and I wanted to get your guys' reactions and maybe correct him a little bit.
Okay.
Who better to correct President Trump than people here at a Pride Parade? He said, quote, "No matter how many surgeries you have or chemicals you inject, if you're born with male DNA in every cell of your body, you can never become a woman." Is that true?
No, I think you can be whoever you want to be, and biologically there may be a component of it, but that doesn't make up who you are. It's just, in many ways, we make many choices throughout life of what we're going to do, what we're going to be, what we're going to study, and sometimes people just don't feel right in their bodies, and they correct it.
Yeah.
And scientifically, don't quote me, because there's either 6 or 7 actual genders in the world with the scientific studies, so it's not just 2. So
Can you go into more of that? 6 or 7? What do you mean like that?
So with the chromosomes, like, it doesn't just identify 2 genders. There's 6 or 7 genders out there.
Can you name all of them?
I cannot right now.
Like
so much
XY, XXY, XX.
There's so many. It's not like they're just focusing on 2 genders, and that's not like, it's just a political statement.
Okay.
And there's more genders than just 2, and if they would do research or actually smart enough, they would know that, and their argument would be invalid.
Okay. So what would you say to President Trump to correct his claim that a man cannot become a woman?
That he just needs to resign because he sucks, but at the same time, do some research. Like, that's all it takes. Like, that's the problem with people who back Trump, is that you believe everything that he says, when I don't even believe the Democrats, but I do so much research. So when my Republican people that I know, I'm like, no. Well, this is what you like. No, it doesn't matter what they said. You have to investigate both sides and do your research.
Right.
And they don't. Nobody does, and that's the sad part.
There's a difference between physical sex and what you feel on the inside. And just because you're born in the wrong can, say for example you have a can of peas but it has a can label for a green bean. Take off that label of the green bean, you're still peas on the inside.
Okay. How would someone know that they're a woman if they were born a man? What are some things that you would categorize as being a woman?
I couldn't answer that question because I'm not transgender.
Okay.
But from a transgender perspective, what I've been told is that's how they feel. They feel that they're born in the wrong body, they were born with the wrong parts, and they're not comfortable with who they are in that physical space. So they want to present themselves as a different gender.
Hey, look, it's the girl who pooped her pants, Caitlin Bennett.
My name's Jenna.
Sure it is.
I identify as Jenna.
I'm sure you do.
I would like you to respect how I identify, though.
No, Caitlin, I don't think I will. Goodbye.
That's bigoted. I have been spotted. These people pay so much attention to me that they know who I am instantly. Hello.
How's it going?
Are you?
I'm undercover too.
Are you a furry today?
I am. I am a different furry every week. So.
Well, are you a puppy? Because I've seen some puppies here today. Have you seen them with the tail?
Yes, I have. But I actually am a sloth. So don't misgender me.
I am so sorry. I will go give myself 50 lashes for that one.
Let's see. In order to be a woman, if you're trans, you have to go through so many different procedures in order to become that they're more of a woman than he will ever be a man, because I doubt he has testosterone. If he took the DNA test today, I doubt he has it if we checked, and then he wouldn't even qualify to be one.
So really, Trump might actually be a woman.
I'd say so.
All right, I have to ask you the question because he was also asked in this press briefing. What is a woman?
A woman? I don't really care what you call yourself, but a woman to me is you identify as one, you wake up in the morning, and you have to live with the female experience that comes across with being a woman, and you're proud.
Would you like to educate him on what a woman is?
To me, your identity is yours to choose, and everything is fluid. And that's the most important rule. Nothing is set in stone. Everything is how you identify, and that's the most important thing. Don't let other people define you. We define ourselves.
But how would you define like a woman? If someone's thinking they might be a woman, what would we guide them with to say, yeah, you know, women are like this. A woman is this.
I think it's up to each individual to define themselves.
Okay.
I think my definition is what I would believe, and someone else's definition is what they believe. And to me, it's so important that we choose our own path. What makes us happy? We're in this together.
Yeah.
All
right.
Yeah.
Question for you. What is a man?
What is a man? I mean, I think it's okay to identify as whatever you want, and if you identify as a man, then you are a man. Why does someone else have to tell you who you are and who you aren't? You don't need to go through the surgeries to be a man. If you identify as a man, then you are a man.
What does that mean to identify as a man? Like, what does that mean?
I feel like it's so subjective. I mean, I feel like it's such a multifaceted question. It's hard to answer that. My best friend is transgender. They've been trans their whole life. It's been difficult for them to come out, especially with the establishment we have now in Congress. But I tell them all the time, you are a man if you identify as a man. You do not have to have short hair. You do not have to have a beard. It is subjective. You are what you think you are. No one can tell you otherwise.
Hug me! Hug me! Bro, you're getting into a spot, man. Hug me! Hug me, bro! You'll be alright. Hug me! Why won't you show me love? Right now, we're not here to hug you. You're trying to show love. Yeah, you're preaching love. Hug me! Hug me! Love is a motivating Hug me! Hold on.
Hug me!
Love is a motivating factor.
No, hold on, hug me!
Show me love. Love is a motivating factor.
This is love! This is love!
I think he's saying no. I think he's saying he doesn't want to be touched.
He doesn't want to.
You should back away. You should just back away.
No, you don't push people. I don't want you making contact with them.
It's not how that works. We are all women the second we exist. You turn male from a... If he wants to take, like, the biological standpoint, that is such a stupid thing to say. To question someone else's identity when you don't even know them, it's a terrible thing to do. Like, if
so you said we all start as female?
Yeah, in the womb, technically, because we all start with a certain set of chromosomes, and then you...
What do we start with?
I believe it's XY or XX. I'm sorry, I'm not great with it, but we all start as... I don't know, it's just stupid to say that because he doesn't know the facts.
Yeah, do you want to... What would you say to him if you could correct him on this?
I don't think he can be corrected. I think major radical change is in order because if someone like him can become president and do such harmful things to our community, we're done for.
Hi!
Hey, boo!
How are you?
Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Welcome back.
Wait, I do remember you.
I gave you the whistle.
He gave me the whistle. Do you have any today?
No, I don't have no whistles.
Oh, well
No
then-
whistles for hate today.
No whistles for hate.
No whistles for hate.
Did you come up and say, hey, hateful?
Yeah. Yes, hey, hateful.
Why am I hateful?
Because you think all kind of hateful things
Like
about
what?
this community.
Like what?
A lot of hate. I've seen it. You've said it. I don't
Then
have
tell
to say
me
it
what
for
I
you.
said. What'd I
don't
say?
have to say it for you.
What'd I say?
I don't have to say it for you. You
What
said,
did I say?
And that's okay. That's okay because you know what you said.
What did I say? You know what I said too. What I
I
said.
don't have to say it for you. But
You're lying. You don't know anything I've said because you
too,
can't
sir.
point it out.
Fake Christians. I love it. Is it your husband too? Oh, is that you?
Is that kind of like one of those things? If you're one, you can say it.
No. You say it. Say it. Well, welcome. Here's your world. Love your hatefulness. Have a great day. Bless you guys. Where's your whistle?
You didn't give me one.
Bye, honey.
Don't touch me. Puppy, do you agree or disagree? Okay, that's disagree. What about you? Right, all right. If you could correct him, how would you correct these claims? What do you mean? So he said if you're born with male DNA, you can never become a woman. What would you say to correct that claim?
I say your body, your choice.
Okay.
I agree. Your body, your choice.
Okay. To become a woman?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. What is a woman?
I don't even know how to answer that.
Gender's not a construct, so.
Right.
So.
If someone says, I'm now a woman, what does that mean that they are?
I don't know how to answer that.
I don't know how to answer that.
Are you guys women?
I'm whatever I want to be.
Right, but are you a woman?
Not necessarily.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. What are you?
They, them.
They, them?
Yep.
Okay, so you're neither male or female.
I don't know what I identify as anymore.
Okay.
So.
What have you identified as in the past?
She, her.
She, her?
Mhm.
Okay, would that be a woman?
Yes.
Okay, so you are a woman.
Sure.
Okay, well, I guess you identify as a woman.
I don't want to answer this anymore.
Okay. Okay.
Bye.
Bye. See you later.
I have no opinion on that because I was born male, so I don't have an opinion on that.
Okay. So you have no opinion if a man could become a woman?
The thing is, we were born the way we were born, and we were all born of his children. So therefore, however he sees us deem fit, that's what we are.
What's your reaction? Do you agree with Trump or disagree?
I personally disagree with Trump in a lot of ways, just for the fact that, we make ourselves who we set ourselves out to be. And just because we have, science to tell us one thing, that's great, that's fun. But how we choose to live our life, what we choose to do with ourselves at our own time and our perspective is what we decide.
Agree or disagree?
Completely disagree. You don't even have to have hormones or surgeries or anything to be trans. If you feel like you're trans, then you are trans. It's as simple as that.
Okay. And because he says specifically, if you're born with male DNA, you can never become a woman. Do you think it doesn't matter what DNA you have, you can be a woman?
Yeah, it doesn't matter at all. It's all about how you feel.
Okay.
Who cares? Who cares?
Who cares if men are saying they're women? Yeah.
Also, genetics is like a spectrum. Gender is a spectrum. So, what about the intersex people?
Yeah, even then, even if you're talking about biological sex, everyone's always like, oh, there are two sexes, and that's just
that is scientifically
blatantly false.
How many are there?
It's intersex is really a complicated subject. There are a lot of factors that can change. So it's really more of a spectrum than a set number.
Okay.
The current scientific consensus actually is that sex is bimodal. So 2 peaks with 2 common sets of traits and then a valley in between where they sort of meet.
Okay, perfect. So because he seems to be confused about who can and cannot become a woman, can you let him know what a woman is?
Whatever a woman wants to be.
Okay. How do we know that they're a woman?
If she says she's a woman.
Okay.
Simple as. If she says she's a woman, she is.
Okay.
I'm a woman.
So you're a woman?
Yes.
Okay, when you tell me you're a woman, what does that mean you are?
I don't know. It's as simple as that. I feel like a woman. That's how I choose to present myself.
What feelings do you have that you relate with being a woman?
Femininity? I don't know. That's just that's what I'm more comfortable with.
Okay. Why?
Couldn't tell you.
But you are a woman.
Yes.
Okay. But you don't know what a woman is.
Well, I do know what a woman is. It's anyone who identifies as a woman.
Okay. Any further?
I cannot say much. I'm non-binary, so it's.
So you're not a woman or a man?
No, I am not.
Okay, so you know you're not a woman. What is a woman that you're like, no, that's not what I am?
I just don't like being associated with like femininity or masculinity. I do not feel I fall in either of those categories at all.
He loves us all.
He does.
He made us all in his image.
He did.
So therefore,
yeah,
when you're out here judging my people,
I'm not judging you.
If you're quoting the Bible down, then you're judging these people.
I'm not. I didn't even quote the Bible.
I know you. Yes, you just did.
No,
you
I
said
didn't.
that. Since your cameraman's Catholic, you're out here judging our people.
I'm not judging anybody.
Yes, you are, darling.
Okay,
but
that's
you know
fine.
what? Have a great day,
That's fine, don't
darling.
touch me.
It's honestly our responsibility as the church to step in and say what you're spewing is hate and that's not okay.
Well, talking about spewing hate, I have a quote here from Trump, and I would love you to react to it. You're like, I don't know about this.
Well, here's the thing is I do know who you are. I was going to give you the benefit of the doubt, but if you're just here to make us look stupid because you want us to be controversial liberals.
Do you feel like you look stupid?
No, I don't. I'm here to spread the love of the gospel, and he loves you, he loves me, he loves everybody here, and that's the message that I'm trying to preach.
And do you think God makes mistakes?
No, he doesn't. And that includes people who identify as gay, who identify as trans, who identify as non-binary, and who don't identify as anything.
So why would God make someone in a perfect image and knit them in their mother's womb as a man, as a male, as a little boy, and then you think that he may have made a mistake in the mother's womb, that they're not actually a little boy and that he messed up and now they're a little girl?
I think we get to define what masculinity looks like and femininity, and if that is something that you would have decided on your own doesn't identify with you.
That's not my question. Did he make a mistake?
No, God does not make mistakes. He makes everybody beautifully, and if somebody decides that they're trans, who am I as just another fellow person to say anything about that?
I just wanted a picture.
No, you don't.
I do.
No, you don't.
I'm a big supporter.
No, you're not.
I am.
Do you think I'm dumb enough to believe that?
No, you have your pride shirt on.
Who am I?
KAITLIN Bennett.
Yeah, and you're a big supporter, huh?
I surely am.
I think you're lying.
I'm not. You have your pride shirt on.
What's your favorite video of mine?
I mean, they're all the same.
What are they? What's your
interview kids
favorite?
at colleges and stuff.
Yeah, what's your favorite?
I mean, I don't have a favorite.
You don't know anything because you're not a fan.
Okay. Why are you here at Pride if you don't support gay people?
Who said I don't support gay people?
A lot of your videos. And
When did I say that?
Many a time, probably.
Okay. Give me one. Give me one quote.
I just wanted a picture, but I was being nice, but
No,
okay.
no, you weren't. You were lying. It's not nice to lie. Yeah. He came up and lied to me. That's not very nice. He said he's a huge fan.
Is this like a persona?
It's who I am. Please don't act like my identity is a persona.
Genitalia?
Yeah.
You know, I have a persona, Veronica.
I would have never guessed. Since you're the Democratic Women's Club, can you answer this question and set Trump straight? What is a woman?
I can't answer that question. I don't know how to answer that question.
Democratic Women's Club.
Right. What is a woman? I can't I don't know how you want me to answer that question.
Well, it's on your shirt.
Right. So I'm a woman because I was born with female parts.
Okay.
So I'm a woman.
So wouldn't you agree with Trump that if you're born with male DNA, that you cannot become a woman?
No, because if you have surgery to change that, then I don't think you are a woman, that you're not a woman anymore if you want to go for the man surgery.
How can you have a surgery to change the DNA in your cells?
It's not the DNA, because it's more than just DNA at that point. It's how you identify yourself. Okay, so I would consider myself more feminine in that respect, but
yeah,
you know, if another person feels that way, I mean, I can't answer
Mr. Hat, come on over here.
I'm a geneticist myself.
Okay.
So, well, not by trade, but by degree.
So I just know it to be factually incorrect.
Okay. Would you like to correct him as a geneticist out here? Can you tell me what a woman is then?
Well, our current understanding, it teeters. From like a biological perspective, one could argue that there is a chromosomal relationship. However, there are many different afflictions, a bunch of broad varieties of afflictions that make it difficult to categorize. So, while I think it's all right for somebody to use the biological basis, I think the mental basis is more indicative for most societal standards.
You're a human with opinions out here who should care and protect, especially the youth, from doing this to themselves and let them know that they are perfect in the way God made them. Why fill their brain with confusion and questions and, oh, maybe God made a mistake? If God does not make mistakes, he did not make a mistake in the mother's womb where that perfect, precious baby was put on purpose, with a purpose, and not accidental.
And I fully agree with you, but my message today is to tell the people who are here that they are loved by God. And that doesn't matter where they're at or what they identify as or what they agree with or don't agree with about the Bible, but that God made them beautifully and wonderfully, and that there are a lot of Christians who are telling them that they are going to hell for something that they are not going to hell for.
How do you know that?
Because I've read the Bible.
What does the Bible say about who's going to hell?
The Bible says that people who reject Jesus are going to hell, but these people are not rejecting Jesus. They are being rejected by people who are representing Jesus. But they are representing a hateful God. They are not representing the God that I've read about. The God that I have a relationship with loves. So I am here to spread the love of the gospel.
I love that. I love that you're doing that, but I think you're misleading people when at first you say God doesn't make mistakes, but then you're gonna wear a shirt that says protect trans youth, as if these children have been mistaken ever since they were conceived in their mother's womb.
I know. Yeah.
I would just hope that you might reflect a little bit on that. And I don't think there's anything wrong with saying, yes, God loves gay people. God loves everyone. God even loves trans people. He loves literally everybody because he made them in his image and put them on this earth for a purpose. But when we start confusing them and trying to tell them that they were born wrong or they were created wrong, I think that's where we do a disservice.
There's no really big, difference between the two.
There's no difference between the men and women?
I mean, there is a difference, but it's not such a difference that there should be.
Can you pan to Dave? You think there's not really a big difference between me and Dave over there?
I mean, there is a difference, but I don't think it's as much as people are led to believe.
I'll admit, yes, there is a difference. Yes, absolutely. But I feel like they overly exaggerate it to such a degree in order to foster a sense of fear and concern when it is nowhere near that level. There's hardly any trans athletes as it is, and yet they make them public enemy number one.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, so you guys are in a relationship?
Yeah.
And you're a boy, and you're a boy. So would you say that you're gay then?
Yes.
Okay. Were you born a female then?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I appreciate your time and explaining all that to me. What is a woman?
What is what?
A woman.
I think it's passion.
A state of mind. It's a state of mind. It's a sense of being. It's a embracing of that particular side of yourself, because it is proven through centuries and centuries and religions upon religions that we do carry both male and female DNA. It should be our choice.
It's proven?
I don't know that it's proven, but in the end, what it is what you feel comfortable in your own skin. Like, I've been a lesbian my entire life. I came out at 13 years old. I never wanted to have a penis and go find a girl, but I've always loved boobs.
All right.
I've never.
Well, I'm going to ask you, what is a man?
Well, I guess it's same thing as how you identify yourself. If you feel like the masculine side of you is the more dominant one, then that's what you want to be. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't get into the whole, men have to portray themselves a certain way. Some guys are more feminine. Some guys like sparkly.
Does that make them a woman?
I like sparkly stuff. It doesn't make me a woman.
Right. Why doesn't it make you a woman?
Because I still identify as a man.
But what is that?
Who you are on the inside, I
Yeah,
guess.
who I am
That's
on
what
the
it is,
inside.
you
It's
know.
an inside deal.
You know, I'm a
It's who
woman.
you are.
I love my boobs, but I love hers too.
What is a woman?
Well, I guess it's someone that passes out and shits herself at a party. Because I mean, I know you consider yourself to be one, and I don't.
How do you know
about
that? You didn't ask me what I identify with.
I think
Aren't
I
you
have a
guys
pretty good
against
guess.
that?
Have a nice day, though.
How can you tell that I'm a woman?
Are you saying that you would like to be addressed as a man?
What is a man?
I don't know, but
You're shaking.
best off of
You're
experience.
shaking. Your lips are quivering. Your eyes are twitching because you're so nervous to be talking to me.
No, I just took my ADHD medicine late, so like
Oh, yeah,
amphetamines hitting.
That's a
yeah,
good
plus had a couple Red
excuse.
Bulls.
Yeah, that's a good excuse.
Dog, you should
You're
see me.
literally shaking.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Well, you were so cool and brave coming up here to me, so that was awesome.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's really clear, you know, how much I'm shaking, right? Yeah. But you know, you're so cool.
Hi, you are beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love
engage with
this
her,
so
she's a baiter.
much.
Don't engage with her. She's a
that's
baiter.
okay.
No, she's a baiter.
I can handle it.
I'm a dater. I'm a gator or a baiter?
I have no idea.
Oh my goodness. All right, so tell me about your outfit.
This is Brazilian Carnival, bringing the Brazilian vibe here to this Pride event.
He says you can never become a woman. What does that mean? What is a woman?
I mean, a woman is up to interpretation.
What's your interpretation?
I mean, my interpretation would be different for me than for anyone else. I'm not one to say who a woman is.
Are you a woman?
I am. Thank you so much.
So how do you know you're a woman?
I'm also non-binary, so that's fine. I don't care about gender.
How do you know you're a woman?
I just said I'm also non-binary, so I just don't care about gender.
Okay. So what is a man?
I couldn't tell you. A man's up to a man.
But what when you say a man is up to a man, what is that? What is it up to then?
If I know, you tell me, because what makes you think that you're a woman?
I know I'm a woman. I don't think I'm a woman. I know I'm a woman.
What tells you that?
Yeah, I'm an adult human female.
Okay, but how does that equate to a woman?
Because that's what a woman is an adult human female.
Oh, you're funny.
What's wrong about that?
I never said anything was wrong. I just said you were funny, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Would you like to correct me?
No, it's not my job to correct anyone.
I don't think you can correct me because you have.
I definitely can.
Okay, go ahead.
I just said it's not my job. I'm here to have fun today and celebrate me being gay, but I really hope you have a wonderful day.
Do you agree with that?
I wouldn't recommend sticking around. She's just a grifter.
I don't know who that is. I've never met him before in my life.
I don't agree with that, because who has the right to tell anybody what they can do with their own life?
Do you think there's any truth that if you're born with male DNA, you can't become a woman?
However you feel about yourself is who you should be allowed to be. It's a free country.
Yeah. What is a woman?
A bad bitch.
So I do want to point out she had a free mom hug shirt. She's a mom, so she's a woman. It's like right there on her. Part of the equation is right there on her shirt. Can you clarify Trump on what a woman is?
Someone who identifies as a female.
Okay. What is a female?
Someone who has feminine traits.
Okay. Like?
I guess long hair, effeminate, I don't know.
Couldn't there just be surfer dudes with long hair?
yeah.
Okay. Okay. You want to help him out?
Yeah.
To me, a woman is whatever. Honestly, it's not really about gender. It's more about who they are, how they feel as a person. You know, it's to me the bigger focus is about their. I guess you could say identifiable is their name. You just say like you're to him, to me, it's Pookie or Jeff. Like that's who you are. I mean,
You're a Pookie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pookie. And what do you call him?
Pookie.
Oh, you're both Pookie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really sweet. Like Pookie 1 and Pookie 2?
Yep.
I mean, there were like recent studies. There are like studies out there that can prove that anyone can be a woman. Anyone can be.
How would they prove that? What is a woman?
Assigned female at birth, or yeah.
How do you prove someone's a woman?
If they share like female characteristic traits, whether that be like having it really doesn't matter what's in your pants, basically. So if someone says that they're a woman, then they're a woman.
How would we prove that? Because you said that we can prove that. How do we? If he said he's a woman, how do we prove that?
Huh?
If he said that he was a woman, how would we prove that? Because you said it can be proven.
Okay, I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, like it just matter. What matters is like what the person thinks who they are.
Okay.
So like I don't think it should matter what other people like think. If that's what they think they are, then like that's what they are.
All right, we just take them for their word, huh?
It's like freedom.
Yeah.
It's freedom.
Okay.
Isn't that what America is? It's about freedom.
Well, also truth.
Yeah. You agree. So.
You think anybody can become a woman no matter what?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. Are you a woman?
No,
Okay. How do you know that?
because I feel comfortable as a man. That's what I am, and I like it.
Okay. What is a man?
It's whatever you want it to be, but I like just being like a big, broad, tough dude. But that's okay. You know, it's nice to have emotions too. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, nothing wrong with a little tear here or there.
Some people are women, some people are male. And some people don't even have the correct YW chromosomes, and they are born without female or male genitals. So they're not either one. I mean, I know people like that. So, I mean, Donald Trump is an idiot. We need to get
This is something an idiot would say, right?
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
So when he says you can never become a woman, obviously you disagree. What is a woman?
A woman is somebody that should be in office right now.
So can you set him straight and give him a little bit of schooling on what a woman is?
What a woman is. That's so interesting because I feel like being a woman and being feminine is whatever you are. Like if you identify as a female, whatever you do is female, you are feminine. That's something that like I have like told her a lot where she's like, I don't feel feminine today. And I'm like, if you are being yourself and being a person and you identify as a female, you are feminine.
Okay.
And I would agree, yeah. Because she tells me that regularly. Sometimes I'm like, oh, this makes me feel gross. Maybe it makes me feel like I'm not as feminine. She says, if you identify as a woman, you're a woman. That's what matters. If everything that you do is feminine.
Okay.
So.
When you identify as a woman, what are you identifying as?
I don't know. So I am a cis woman. So I've identified as a woman.
How do you know you're a cis woman?
Well, isn't cis is when you're born. You're identifying with what you were born with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was born assigned female at birth. I've always identified as female. So.
Is this the sister?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my sister.
Okay, because so this is your sister.
Hello, yes.
How are you?
Hi, I'm doing well.
What was going on over there?
What was going on is I feel like if he wants to come out and talk, I will talk with him. If he wants to have a speaker, I'll bring my own.
So what are you guys out here celebrating today?
We're just
not having dirty underwear. Not having dirty underwear.
Well, I think that there is no only male or female DNA.
Okay. What is there?
Have you heard of people who have no or have both genitalia? What are they?
They have a deformity and
No, they are not.
Yeah, that's a deformity and that's a genetic mutation.
What about a woman who has a vagina? When they do her medical testing, comes back that she has male DNA, and she's never had any operation and never had anything.
Yeah.
What about that?
That's a genetic mutation.
This is what being transgender is, a genetic mutation. They are born in the wrong body. My son is trans male.
So your daughter?
My son is trans male.
Okay, what is a male?
He looks like a man.
What is that? What is a man?
I think you know. It's not
I'm
gender.
asking you.
Portray yourself to be a man. Like today, I'm looking like a woman. If I go put on drag, I can look like a man. I think we all know what a man looks like.
How old is your child?
20.
When did they come out as trans?
14.
14.
And this is way before all this stupid ass Trump bullshit, so it ain't that. Y'all's little, it's all, everybody just trying to be trans. It ain't that. This was years ago, before that dumb Trump got into office. Y'all are bullshit. Caitlin, I hate you.
Okay. I feel so bad for her daughter. Let's maybe pray for her daughter, that there's a conversion of heart and the truth can be seen to her. Cause wow, that is so sad. What is a woman?
What is a what? Whatever you want it to be, babe.
Anything you want it to be. Anyone can. If you say you're a woman, you're a woman. It doesn't matter.
What do you guys identify as?
I identify as a woman. Women.
How do you know that?
Because that's how I choose to identify.
But what does that mean?
That I'm a woman.
But what does that mean? When you say you're a woman and someone says, "Oh, what is that?"
What does it mean for you?
An adult human female.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. A woman, like I say I'm a woman, I'm a woman. I say I'm a man, It doesn't really matter.
Right, but if you're telling someone that I am a woman, what is that?
It's whatever I want it to whatever be. I want it to be. I find it like femininity, Femininity can be whatever you depict it as.
Is there anything?
Being a woman doesn't mean you need to be feminine. Let's just say that. Oh, absolutely. You can be masculine. And be that's why I think it's subjective to anyone. It's like different for everyone.
I think no matter how many surgeries you have or chemicals you inject, you are the gender identity you say. You don't need those kind of surgeries. You don't need medication because not everyone has access to those. And those people are just as valid.
Okay. And so I was asking them, someone in the same press conference asked Trump what a woman was.
Okay.
Would you like to clarify what a woman is?
I think a woman should be what people say, what that person says. I feel like if someone says they're a woman, I don't have the right to question that.
Okay. What would they be saying they are when they say they're a woman?
I think just that. I think if they say they're a woman, then that's what they are.
Right, but what is that?
What is a woman?
Yeah.
I think it's just what I said, is that it's an internal emotional state. It's what you in your soul know you are.
How would someone know that if we can't define it?
I don't understand your question.
How would someone know they're a woman if we're unable to, if it's just how we feel? Well, what do you mean it's how we feel? How do I know I feel like a woman?
I think that's why community is important. And speaking with your community, getting to know people, and having open conversations of how everyone feels.
This press conference was going on because of the issue of men and women's sports that they're talking about.
Okay.
And do you think there's any validity there that maybe we should define what a man and a woman is in case for sports and high schoolers and the competitions that are being won by men and not women in female sports?
I'm going to be honest. I don't know. I don't know sports well enough, and I think that's something that is important when someone doesn't know a topic well enough that they say, I'm going to defer to the experts. That's it. I will defer.
If the sports expert said that men in sports should be determined by their DNA, would you go along with that definition?
I feel like that would be something that would have to be discussed within the scientific community, because there is empirical evidence where they have the numbers that show that it doesn't matter. And I definitely think if one expert stands on a stage and says no, then that's different than empirical data.
Okay, all right.
So, yeah.
All right, perfect. And you identify as?
I use she, her pronouns.
Okay, and you are a woman?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you know?
Because I went through the last 5 years talking to my therapist and talking with my community, and I figured that out for myself.
Okay. I still don't know what a woman is.
I mean, I know what I am.
How do you know you're a woman? You can't tell me what a woman is.
I did tell you what a woman was.
No, you didn't.
I mean, then you need to speak with your community and...
What community?
Tampa Bay. There's people here.
You want me to talk? I have been talking to this community about what a woman is, and no one can tell me.
Then I feel like you need to do some self-discovering and speaking with people.
I have been speaking with people, and no one has been able to answer my question.
So what is a chair? if you can define a chair in a way that describes all chairs and does not describe anything else, then, because we're also more complex than chairs. So you can give me an explanation for what is a man, what is a person, and all of these things are going to have, well, what about this other thing? You know, what about a couch? What about a stool? All these things.
Right.
And I feel like with things like this,
But they're all chairs, that's the thing. But they would all be chairs. But anyway.
But then someone else would disagree. Like, I don't think it's like a couch, that's not a chair.
Okay.
That's a bench. So, you have this thing, these complexities within something as simple as the things we use every day.
Perfect.
So I don't think you're going to find someone that's going to sit here and tell you in a sentence or in a conversation.
Matt Walsh has. He said that a woman is an adult human female.
Okay.
Would you accept that definition?
I mean, that's not a bad definition per se, but I think that's kind of reductive. But you've got all these things that we try to boil things down.
Yeah.
I think too much sometimes.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
I do have to point out that I asked dozens of Pride goers today what a woman was. And the only person that could come up with a definition for them is Matt Walsh. And that's the closest we've got. So yeah, that's a good definition. I think he would appreciate that very much. Do you know who Matt Walsh is?
I'm relatively familiar.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for your time. Has Trump done anything good so far?
Anything good so far? Not that I've seen.
You all go to churches and do this, or you just go to gay events?
This is honestly our first time doing it because it's just something we believe in. So we're figuring it out.
So you're going to try and make gay people Christian instead of making Christians tolerant of gays?
We're here because a lot of Christians have said you're hated, the church hates you, and we want to say no, that's not true.
But do you go to conservative churches on Sunday and come post it out with gay signs? You come here talking about God.
We're just here to spread love.
Okay. What's the
I did just interview her for what it's worth, and I do think she's actually a very kind
In case
person.
you're wondering, this is the guy.
That's okay. I just don't really care about all this religion stuff, trying to be in public.
That's totally fine, friend. That is absolutely okay.
Oh, well, I tried to vouch for you. I do think you're very kind, and I think you guys are doing generally a good job,
Can I
except
pray
for your
for
church. If you want, yeah.
Sorry,
sure.
Jenna? Okay.
You know my name.
Yeah. God, I just thank you because you did make this girl beautifully and wonderfully, and you have a mission in her life. And I don't know what it is, but she does, and you do, Lord, and that is what's important. So I just pray that your light shines through her, God, and that people are reached in a way that represents you, and that they see the light of Jesus in her, Lord, and the people that she comes in contact with.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Do a little sign of the cross for that one. Have a good day, guys.
You too.
Appreciate you. We are wrapping up, going home to my beautiful children. If you would like to support my work at patreon.com/Kaitlin Bennett to pay my babysitters and my security to help me keep coming out here. And you can gain access to my private Facebook group where we can chat one-on-one and come up with video ideas. I'll see you guys there.